Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, May 2nd. So happy Monday, happy first of the month for the trading week. The first of the month and the end of the month are usually tricky trading days. So we'll see how the market moves on open. Let me go ahead and set up the room real quick. Then we can get started with our session for today. I do see a pending V3 right here on the 10-minute, but market's going to open shortly, so it's not going to be one that I look to take. So we'll just get everything all set up right here. And then we should be good to go. So a few more things right here. All right. Looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here on the premium. All right, cool. So we're good right here. All right, guys, looks like we're good to go. All right, cool. Looks like people are making their win. So good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, May 2nd. It's technically the first of the month with regard to the trading week. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, the first of the month and the end of the month is generally it's a risky trading time because new contracts are opening. Contracts closed last Friday for the month. So you'd expect some, unusual movements in the market, but we're going to analyze it the same way we normally do. We're just going to be a bit more cautious because it is Monday and it is technically the first of the month with regard to the official trading week for the Dow 30. So morning, Marlon. Morning, Peter. Morning, Stern. Morning, Victor. Morning, Miles. Morning, Zoom user. Morning, David. Morning, Marco. Morning, Steven. Man, Steven's here all the way from India. Steven is on vacation in India right now. So glad to see you here, Steven. While I was on vacation last week and I was still trading. Same with Steven here, guys. It's all about consistency. Like Steven's on vacation, I was on vacation. It doesn't really make a difference. The profits still come through and the trading doesn't change. Same thing day in, day out, whether you're on vacation, it's your work week or whatnot. Definitely good to see you guys here. Morning, Craig. Morning, Andreas. Morning, Funmi. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Matt. Morning, Jessica. Morning, Jez. Morning, Christian. Morning, Lisa. Morning, everybody. All right. Morning, Maria. Looks like market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So I'm going to go over here on the 1 minute. I'm going to go and draw up the areas of liquidity real quick. And then we will get started with our analysis this morning. So we got one right there, right there. And over here. All right, I think that's it for the ones above. A couple over here below. And then once we're done with this, we'll take a look at the overall bias. So looking at this right here, here are all of the areas of liquidity on the markup chart. And then I'm gonna mark it up over here on the clean chart as well. got all of this here. And as you guys can see, once you guys have this down, like you guys have the ability to mark up liquidity really quickly. I mean, it doesn't really take up that much time. It really shouldn't, especially if you're, you know, familiar with how doing it properly. So, all right, here, and I think that's about it. All right, so as you guys can see, I drew up all the liquidity within, I mean, a few seconds. Really, it didn't really take that long. It took like less than a minute. But once you have everything down, pretty much solid from there, I'm gonna go and mark up opening price, which is right here at 6:30, 7 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. I'll check the news shortly as well. So I'll mark this up. Let's take a look at the news real quick to see if there's anything here that we possibly missed. So today, Monday, there is news at 6:45 and at 7. We have final manufacturing PMI at 6:45, ISM manufacturing PMI, which is high impact at 7, construction spending, ISM manufacturing prices, and that's about it. So 6:45 and 7, we have news. So I will mark that up right here, 6:45 and 7. These are going to be areas to look out for. And I think that's about it for the most part. Market's going to open in about 3 minutes, guys. So we will be taking a look at that shortly. Looks good right here. All right, solid. So let's see who else is here. So morning, Kenny. Morning, Matthew. Morning, Professor. Morning, Patrick. Morning, Marco. Morning, Vince. Morning, Rashida. Yeah, I know, definitely. Steven said, I feel like we'll have a sell for breakout. Yeah, I think the overall bias is a sell, so we'll probably be looking for a sell. Morning, Angela. Morning, Mauricio. Morning, everybody. All right, so market is going to open shortly in about 3 minutes, guys. I'm going to go ahead and just clean this up right here. So one thing to keep in mind is all the liquidity on the top side, right? There's a lot of liquidity right there, so it's going to be something that you guys want to look out for and be careful for. Especially on market open. So with all of the areas of liquidity marked up already, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the bias. So looking over here at the retail sentiment, it's currently 64% long. So we're probably going to be looking for some sells today with regard to retail sentiment. Looking over here at the fundamentals, they're currently up 94 points. So they're not very, very strong, but they are somewhat strong. But they are below the 100-point mark. So it can be making its way down as the market opens. Refreshing this over here, the heat map. Heat map is currently red right now, according to the screenshot from Rick. So we'll see what happens when the market, you know, officially opens. We obviously want to wait for it to be officially open for us to really consider the fundamentals. But as you can see right here on this heat map, they're partially, I mean, they're mostly green right now for the most part. And that lines up with the futures data right here, because it is currently up slightly. Not very high, but it is up slightly. And Mauricio, morning. Morning, Angela. Morning. Everyone see, Matthew said there's a 10-minute V3 pending for a sell, but it's close to open. Yeah, exactly. I was looking at that too over here. So I had it marked up over here. There is a pending V3, not one that I would take because it's going to be on open, but you know, it's going to be one of the possible entries right there. All right, so market is opening in about 10 seconds, guys. So here we go over here with the open. Market is going to open in about 3, 2, 1. The market is now open. So for the breakout this morning, guys, we're looking for a strong red candle. Pretty much the bias right now. So we don't have an overall strong bias. You know, this is optional, but we definitely like to use it. Like for me personally, but basically the first step here, we're looking for the entry after open or on open. Market is now open right here. We're confirming the direction momentum. Currently we have a sell momentum. So we're looking for a strong red candle unless we get a buy signal that comes up right here with a strong green candle, then that's going to turn the tables over for a buy. However, you guys can see this huge candle right here with a huge wick. As I mentioned prior to open, the first of the month is usually pretty risky because you get a lot of uncertainty with a lot of new contracts reopening. So if we get a buy, I'm probably not going to take it because everything's pointing towards a sell for me. Not overall, but retail sentiment and fundamentals are starting to make its way down. Looking at this right here, this was not a strong red candle, so no breakout off this entry right here. We're still looking for that strong red candle, or we're looking for a buy signal with a strong green candle. So nothing yet. However, if this candle closes really big, even though it's a strong red candle, I'm probably going to hold off on it temporarily, or I might go for a small, I might just go for those small moves due to the fact that the candle is too big. You guys got to keep in mind, if the candle is too big, then you're likely going to get some sort of retracement. So that's why you want to be very careful with entering these specific entries here. All right, so this is not a strong red candle, or it might be actually. We'll see where it closes. And it wasn't. The reason why it wasn't a strong red candle is because there's a huge wick on the bottom end right here, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. You're looking for a strong red candle, meaning a red candle with little to no wick on the bottom side. That's basically what we're looking for right here. If we don't get it right here off the breakout, then it's fine. It is 6:32 right now, so we still have 3 minutes to anticipate this breakout. If it doesn't come up, then we'll just be looking for other entries along the way. So right now, we're just looking for a strong red candle to close. We don't have that yet. This candle's got about 20 seconds left on it. Yeah, Maddie said, I think we'll get a manipulated push to the upside. That's what I thought too, Maddie. That's why we got this big green candle right here, and then it's coming right back down. So let's see where this closes right here. This is, there's a lot of volatility, a lot of spikes back and forth. So not a strong red candle here. So definitely not an entry for the breakout there. Again, another huge wick. So for these two red candles right here, big wicks on the bottom, it doesn't satisfy the fourth requirement here. Confirm strong candle in the direction of momentum. So we're looking for a red candle since we have a momentum bias right now for a sell. Reason for that is because the most recent signal here is a sell signal. So see where it goes from here. Price is dropping. We're basically looking for this candle right here to close as a strong red candle. However, if it does close as a really big candle like this, you might want to wait for the pullback. There might be some sort of retracement before it comes back down. This candle here is huge. You also want to make sure that it's a strong red candle, little to no wick on the bottom side. Okay, so this candle here is way too big, guys. If this does close as a strong red candle, I won't be taking it right away. All right, so there's a breakout right there. Be careful for some sort of retracement. You can see there's a retracement right there. So I'm not in this position yet, guys. I'm waiting for it to come back down. I'm just watching it, waiting for it to come back down. It's a bit of a risky entry right here. Let's see if I could find it right here. Let's try to see. Okay, so I'm trying to use my TFF as my account. See if I can drop that a little lower. So it currently has hit liquidity right there. All right, I had to close out on my trade. I hit the full TP. I don't know what's up with my TFF, guys. Kip, I don't know if you're here. I used the things that you mentioned. For some reason, my DOM didn't come up. So I'm kind of confused right now what happened. I made about, so I used my TFF as my main account. I made 1,500 off that trade. I was trying to go just for 100 pips, or 300 pips or so, but for some reason I don't know, my DOM didn't work for some reason. I'll send you guys a screenshot of my profits. We'll see what I made on my other accounts. But yeah, I don't know if you're here, Kip, but my thing didn't take it. I made a huge profit on my other accounts though, so I guess I'll use my TFF as my main account. I made about 3,834 off my FTMOs. Made about 4,000 off my MFFs. Yeah, Kip, I put 300 or I put 100 for my DOM on my TFF, but it didn't come up on my screen. I don't know what happened. Maybe I should change this to I don't want to change it to 10. I don't know if 10 would be too close, but I'm going to set it to 3,000 first on the next trade and see how it works. But my TFF, it was weird when I entered my TFF, the spread and slippage was like super off, guys. So I was looking over at my okay, gotcha, Rick. So Rick said 30. Okay, so I just got to change it over to, I guess it's by points, which okay, makes sense now. Thanks guys for your for your help here. For some reason, I don't know. Well, I'll send you guys my profits. I pretty much caught the full move here for the so maybe I'll just use my TFF as my main account because it's making huge profits across some other accounts. Nice work, Steven. So it looks like a lot of you guys here did lock in a lot of profit. Casey here locked 100 pips, locked it in, no problem. Steven over here, his goal, it looks like. Great work, Steven. Patty said hell slippage. Yeah. So guys, this is why we use the bias, right? People always ask me, why do we use the bias? This is why we use the bias. We knew price was going to come down. The fundamentals here were not red. They were actually green. But the fundamental bias here was indicating a strong sell. So that's why I took the sell there. And this is why we use bias, right? I try to emphasize it as much as possible to you guys. And most of you guys do listen to me, but yeah, so looks good right there. Anyways, let me take a screenshot of my profits real quick. I just post this up right here, and then let me screenshot all my profits real quick. So I guess I got to use my TFF as my main account because it locked into some pretty crazy profits across my other accounts. So not bad at all, guys. Let me take my screenshots over here. Wow, that was a huge move. So I just got to improvise. I guess my FTMOs will just be on the back burner for now, while my other accounts take lead. MFF too. I don't know what's wrong with like TFF guys, but like when I entered that trade, I was like negative 1,000 already. The spread's only 100 pips, so it's kind of weird that I don't know. I don't know how TFF works, but you guys will see the profit difference on my accounts here too. So it's just TFF guys. People keep telling me it's the copier. It's definitely not the copier because you guys will see the price difference. There's a huge price difference between FTMO and TFF. People keep saying they're on the same server, but I don't know. It's like almost like it's like a double profit difference. So let me just show you guys real quick. There's still something wrong with TFF. I made a lot of profit on it, but you guys will see the difference here. And it's my main account. So this isn't the one, it's not copying. So I wouldn't blame it on slippage or any of that other stuff. It's just their servers are weird. Okay, so here's my profits real quick. Let me show you guys over here. So here's my main account, FTMO. I locked in 3,834, right? So this is basically the trades for yesterday and today. I just took one during Asia session yesterday. So this is FTMO, right? Here's my TFF. This is the main account. I only made 1,500 off this account. And this is like the trades are copying to my FTMO. They're copying to my MFF. I mean, maybe it's beneficial, but I just don't understand why TFF is still giving me small profit. This is the main account. There's nothing copying to this. This is doing everything on its own. So I don't know what it is, but I guess I'll just use this as my main account for now. Now let's have to figure things out. So, all right, guys, other than that, let me see if there's anything else that, oh, gotcha, Kip. No, it's no problem. I was just wondering why it was like that. But yeah, this thing is dropping pretty heavy. Drop right through liquidity, drop right through, and it broke through liquidity, went right through these sessions over here. So, I mean, it looks good for the most part. So let me see. Profits off the K2 US30 breakout. And I'll go over everyone's profits over here as well. Just give me 1 second. Have mine all posted up. Looks good. All right, solid. So nice, Jesus. Awesome. Jesus said hit my goal. Thanks, Sean. Happy Monday, everybody. Yeah, definitely. So if you hit your goal, Jesus, I mean, just call it a day, right? You don't have to keep trading if you're already at your point. Other than that, let me scroll up real quick, see what else I'm missing. All right, so let's take a look at everyone's profits real quick. Or hold on 1 second. Let me just put this over here. I'll post this in the other groups. Here. All right, so let's take a look at everyone's profits. I'm still looking at the chart here, guys, but there's nothing for us to take at the moment. We got the high right there, the low. Price is pretty much just ranging at the moment. So once we get something available here, we'll take a look, but there's nothing available to take right now. So I'm still looking at the charts, but we'll take a look at everyone's profits along the way. There's nothing here off the 3-minute. There's nothing here off the 5-minute. And there's nothing here off the 10-minute. The V3 over here that ran hit full TP already. So if you guys took the V3 off the 10-minute, that would have been a full TP in line with the breakout. Other than that, there's nothing to take right now off the 10. Nothing off the 5, nothing off the 3, nothing off the 1. So at this moment, we'll be waiting. We have news coming up in about 3 minutes anyways. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at everyone's profits. So looking at everyone's profits over here, looks like Craig over here locked in a nice total of 1,123 for the day. Great work, Craig. His first big profit from K2. If you guys remember Craig from Friday, he took it and got scared, pulled out a little early. But he took the actual, full move or partially full move today, and he locked in a total of 1,123. Great work, Craig. Jamie over here locked in a total of 354. Nice work, Jamie. Mark over here locked in a total of 445. Great work, Marco. We got Al over here. Al locked in a total of 916. Moved to stop loss and profit. Smart move there. And he collected his profits. So other than that, here are my accounts over here. My main account, FTMO, or not my main account, but my first FTMO locked in 3,744 for the day. My second FTMO account locked in 3,960 for the day. My actually, sorry guys, let me go up real quick. This is my FTMO 3,834. This is my FTMO number 1, FTMO number 2, 3,744. This is my MFF account number 1, made 3,960. My MFF account number 2, 3,960 as well. And then my TFF account made 1,534. So those are my accounts, all my accounts so far. I think I'll probably be starting another MFF soon, but I haven't started it yet. Kevin over here, nice work. Pretty much for the most part, all wins. Total profit of 4,767 for the day. Great work, Kevin. And then his other account over here in profit, 3,815. Nice work, guys. If you guys have more profits, send them in. I'll add them to the list. Sam over here locked in a total of 1,311 and 61 cents. Great work, Sam. So everyone's kicking off the week pretty hard in profit. Right here, we do have another V3 coming up, guys, but it is at news price, so I'm not going to be taking it. I will mark it up for you guys, but I don't recommend anyone take it because it is right at news. It's also a huge move as well, and it's at the sessions. So a lot of red flags here. Price is right at the sessions. I don't recommend taking any trades around the sessions. However, I will mark it up just to show you guys, and we can follow it along the way as price continues to move along. Nothing here off the 3, nothing off the 5, nothing off the 3-minute. Nothing off the 10. And this one here, it's currently running on the 1, but it is on news price, so I wouldn't be taking it. I don't recommend anyone to take it either way. So back to the profits. Going over here, Maria just started a new account. She locked in a total of 460 for the day. Great work, Maria. Scrolling up over here in the other K2 chat, we got JJ over here. Total profit of 3,345. Great work, JJ. Nice work off the breakout right there. Scrolling up real quick, Kip over here locked in a total of 2,117 for the day. Nice work, Kip. And then we have Lisa over here currently up 1,072. And I showed you guys this GIF over here with Steph Curry. I'm pretty sure that's how everyone feels right now, right? Hitting that breakout. Scrolling down real quick further, we have JJ's other account currently up 3,274. Nice work, JJ. So both of his accounts hit pretty heavy profits. Patrick over here said good start to a Monday, locked in a total of 3,727. So a lot of you guys here held the breakout to full TP, which is a really good move to kick off the week. Maddie over here took smaller lots. Since it is NFP week, guys, just keep that in mind. A lot of red flags this week. Maddie here locked in almost about 500 off that account. His second account, he locked in a total of 342. His third account over here locked in a total of 1,146. So great profits all around, Maddie, so far. Dre over here as well, locked in a total of 6,850. Nice work, Dre. His first trade on his funded account using micro lots, smart move there too. Just got to be careful, right? Matthew over here locked in a total of 1,138. Nice work, Matthew. Andreas over here locked in a total of 647. Great work, Andreas. And Scotty over here locked in a total of 486. Nice work, guys. So a lot of profit across the whole board right here with all the members within K2. Hopefully everyone locked in some pretty solid profits. Again, this is a position that I don't recommend taking, guys. We just have this marked up because it is technically a position, but it came up right at news. So it's not one that I would recommend taking. I have news price marked up right there. I'm gonna go over here and mark up news price as well on the clean chart. So we got one right there too. Just delete these right here, clean it up a little bit. Looks good for the most part. And this is exactly why you want to trade around the sessions and you don't want to trade around news price because you get a lot of these fake outs as price starts to move along. So just a reminder, guys, we're not in this position right here. I just marked it up to show you guys that there was technically a position running, but not one that we would take. One of the red flags was that it was off news price right here. Also, it was rejecting right off the sessions right here. This is why I don't trade around sessions ever. So let me mark up the opening price as well, which is 630 right here. Price actually came back to the open. So I don't know if any of you guys caught it on the ride back up. Not one that I would recommend taking because it's against the bias, but that was, you know, Rick's back to open right there. Solid. See if there's anything else over here. B's asking, isn't the lower low the wrong candle? This one right here, well, this happens when you have that manipulation in price, right? So like the same with the momentum indicators over here. This isn't technically the low because this is just a manipulated push. This is why I like the indicator better than identifying yourself, because this right here is all manipulation, right? You can see price got manipulated to the downside and then it just spiked right back up. So, I mean, technically, yeah, you would consider this a low right here, but if you were to ignore all this noise, so if you just ignore these candles right here, where price just randomly spiked, this candle and this candle right here, this would technically be the low, right? That's why I like using the indicator, because the algorithm that I developed to identify these high lows will give you like the raw data. So like, I feel like this indicator here that I created, it'll disregard these random spikes in price. So yeah, if you were looking at this from without the indicator, then yeah, technically you'd identify this as a low, but we did watch this as a spike down because we were in this position. And you guys saw that there was like huge manipulation right here. Price came down and then it came up a little bit, just spiked for just one candle, like literally just this candle right here spiked down and then it came right back up. So that is one that you would, well, for me personally, I would go off the indicator. I wouldn't go off the bird's eye view or your own naked eye, because if you weren't paying attention during this point in time, you wouldn't realize that this was like a manipulated push to the downside. So, I mean, it's up to everyone's preference, but for me personally, I would use the indicator to identify where the actual, lows are. So other than that, next question from Vince. Yeah, no, so the max, let me put the requirements here for that. Since this is on the 1 minute, the max TP stop loss would be 75 points. But I mean, it really depends on you, right? So like max stop loss 75 points. If more, skip entry. It's because it's such a big move on the 1 minute. If you're on the 10 minute though, then it's fine to take a bigger move because it's a bigger candle. But on the 1 minute, that is correct that this would be too big of an entry. So like that would violate the requirements here, because for requirement number 5, max stop loss is 75 points. If it's more, then you skip the entry. We only do that to protect your position, because if you're taking a 1 minute, you don't want to be taking a very huge push. If it's on a higher time frame, then yeah, great, you can do it. But on the 1 minute, you don't typically want to trade if like each candle is moving, more than 750 pips. And the reason for that is because you're going to anticipate a retracement, which is what happened here, right? Price dropped a little bit, retraced, and then it came back down. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this off for now so that you guys don't get confused and try to enter the position. And we'll continue looking for any possible entries as we continue to move along with the current market movement. So you can see where price is currently at. It's right back to opening price. Right there. And you can see it's rejecting directly off that blue line, which is opening price. Other than that, let me see. I didn't look at everyone's profits yet. So scrolling down a little further, Dell over here is currently up 159 off this account. Nice work, Dell. We've got Maria over here. Nice. So as you guys can see here, Maria has been taking trial accounts before she does the real challenge, right? She's passed 2 trials already. Once she passes this one, she's going to be ready to take the real one. So guys, it doesn't matter if you guys are doing trial accounts, demo, whatever practice counts you guys are doing. If you guys can find the consistency trading demo, just like Maria did over here, she's ready to take the real challenge. So she said these are trials. Next month, she'll take the real challenge because she already knows she can pass. It's like, there's no denying it. She's passed 2 back to back. She technically could have passed 2 challenges already if she was doing the real one. But it's good discipline there, Maria, that you're waiting to actually pass these challenges or these trials before doing the actual one. So great work, and keep it up. Once you go with the real account, that's where the real challenge begins. Here we go with Narith. Nice work, Narith, with his sell over here. He locked in a total for full TP profit of 3,582. So nice work right there, guys. Scrolling down further, let's see, Charles over here sent his profits locked in 1,113 off this account. He locked in 1,260 off this account. And then he locked in a total of 721 off this account. So great profits all around, guys. We might have to have 2 posts of profits this day, because there's a lot of profits here to show for everyone in the group. Cameron over here locked in a total of 2,764. Nice work right there, full TPs. So if you guys aren't familiar, this is Narith's son. So like, their whole family is killing it. This is Cameron. He locked in 3,000, or yeah, basically 3,000. His dad over here locked in 3,500. And then his brother over here, Casey, locked in a total of 552. So this is like great, guys. I like seeing like families here kill it, because these are 3 different people, 3 different accounts. Dad's killing it, son's killing it, other son's killing it as well. So, it's pretty amazing. If you guys can teach your family to do this stuff, it's crazy, because the profits go all around. So great work right there, guys. Other than that, let's see, Jay over here as well. He said that was a great call. So he took it as well. Nice work, Jay. Locked in a total of 3,038 right here. So great work right there, Jay. Glad to see you're back on the charts. Steven over here hit his goal. Locked in a total of 1,442 for the day. And Steven did this while on vacation in India. So Steven, he hit me up this morning, like at 1:45. He's like, he was telling me the time in India, and I was like, I don't know what time it is. So I told him, yeah, it's, he was right with his time exchange. So as you guys can see, if Steven can do this on vacation, I mean, you guys should be able to do this on your regular trading, right? So great work right here, Steven. He said 4 more entries to go, and he finally passes phase 1 on this account. So just keep it up, Steven. I mean, you're basically at 100% win rate right now, because you haven't lost any trades. Every day you're locking in $1,000. So let's keep it up. I will check to see, shortly, to see how you're doing when you send me your metrics again. or I might have it here. I'll check it out later. Other than that, you can see right here, price is having a difficult time breaking past the opening price. This is why we draw this blue line here. This blue line is key when identifying, where and where not to trade. I don't trade at any of these horizontal lines. The blue line, I don't take any trades here. Purple line, no trades. Pink line, no trades. Green line, no trades. Red line, no trades, etc. Other than that, we're just pretty much waiting for some sort of entry to come up. There's nothing off the 1 minute. There is nothing off the 3 minute. There's nothing off the 5 minute, and there's nothing here off the 10 minute either. There might be some SR. Let's see. There might be some snipe entries, but obviously I'm going to be a bit careful with taking any of these snipe entries because there's a lot of room for manipulation here, especially with how the market's been moving. If you guys have been following it, market's been moving kind of choppy today. So there's no sells here because we don't have a sell signal, right? You need to have a sell entry or a sell signal in order to take a snipe here. So until we get a sell signal here, we're not going to have any snipe. We'll probably be looking for here as well as a V3 that can come up, within the next couple of minutes or so. But we do have news coming up at 7 right here, which is high impact. So you definitely want to be careful and not take any trades, around that time period. So let me just refresh this real quick. The fundamentals are currently up 26 points. They're not very high. Looking over here at the heat map, we'll refresh this real quick, see where everything's sitting. Everything is pretty much right down the middle. There's a lot of red stocks here. There's also a handful of green stocks here as well. So it does look like price is going to continue dropping. It's just going to be a matter of time until you can confirm what the bias is looking like. We don't have any confirmation here yet. However, the overall bias right here is still going to be a sell because the retail sentiment is 62% long. So retail sentiment is 62% long. Fundamentals here are not red yet, so we're not really looking for obvious sells. But when it does become farther in the red, then we'll definitely be looking for some sells here. As you can see, it's up 73 points. It's not up over 100, but it's neither down over 100 either. So, and you can see right here, same situation. Price is still having trouble getting right past that blue line, which is the opening price. So meanwhile, we'll just wait for it, and then I'll keep looking at other profits here as well as we continue along. So Marco over here locked in a total of 445. Nice work, Marco. And then Josh over here finally locked in some profits, right? I know Josh has been patient with trying to take these profits, locked in a total of 186 off this account. And he locked in a total of 445 off this account. Nice work, Joshua. Vincent over here locked in a total of, nice. So Vincent said back in positive for my challenge. It ends on May 7th. So just going to wait for the retry, which is a smart move right there, Vincent. So Vincent locked in a total of 1,555 earlier. And then the other account over here, 2,734 full TPs off those. So nice work, Vincent. Yeah, you might as well just wait for the free retry and just play around through demo meanwhile. Barack over here locked in a total of, yeah, so Barack said their trade would have been full TP, but MT5 froze when setting up the 10 points. So Barack over here locked in a total of 10,700. Wow, that's a huge profit right there. So this right here would have been a TP for Barack as well. However, his MT5 froze, so unfortunately he took a loss on that, but he did make huge profits across all his other accounts over here. So great work right there, Barack. He said the breakout saved him despite the freeze. Eunice over here, he locked in 182 off this account. Nice work, Eunice. And then 74 off this one. And unfortunately, didn't copy to his other account, which it's unfortunate, but I'm glad to see that you still locked in profit right there, Eunice. So his first account here, it should have been the same as his second, but unfortunately it missed the trade, so he didn't cash it off that one, but still made some good profit off that. Melzon over here, nice work. Melzon said done, see you tomorrow. Locked in the profit here off the breakout. Total profit of 2,055 off that trade. Maddie over here, I think we already looked at this, 41, 342, and total profit of 146. All right, so other than that, we don't have anything to take right now, guys. There's no entries coming up right here. Technically, there was a V3 right here, but as I mentioned, I'm not taking any trades because it's right off the sessions, or not the sessions, the opening price. So technically, this was a V3 right here. I don't know if any of you guys caught it. It did come up pretty quick, but it was right between the opening price, and there was news price right here as well. And it was on the news candle. So I wouldn't have taken it, but this would have been a V3 entry right there for you guys to take if you guys wanted to take it. So yeah, no, Charles said that V3 closed too fast. Yeah, I didn't even see it until right now, until after. So here's news price again right here. There you go with another news price. And this whole area is just a bad area to trade in. As you guys can see, there's a lot of area, there's a lot of possible areas of rejection here. So we are looking for sells here, but you guys can see that there's a lot of areas where price will just bounce off, right? It's hitting liquidity right there, but I'm not looking for any buys. There is opening price right here, news price, session. So it's just, this whole area here is not a good area to trade in. There's a lot of fake outs that can happen here and a lot of spikes in price if price does reach these areas. So you can see where price is currently rejecting off. It's just spiking off this opening price. We had this blue line. Comes down, bounces off, comes back up, comes back down, bounces off, etc. So there's nothing here off the 1. I think the main place I'd be looking for would probably be the 10. I'll use this as a confluence if and when it does give me an entry. Even the 5-minute here possibly, but same issue here as well. Price is right at the session. So I'm looking for sells here, but I don't want to take trades because if I take a sell here, it might bounce right off the session. So nothing off the 5. Nothing off the 3. I mean, it's the same issue for any time frame. It's just, it's within an area where you don't really want to be trading in. So let me just turn this off or delete that right there. You guys can see how messy the chart is. Here on the clean chart, you guys can see it even clearer. So if I turn this off right here, as you guys can see over here, this is opening price. So market opened right here at 630, right? Price dumped right here for the breakout. It came right back up and look where it's at. It's like this whole drop here never happened because price is literally back to opening price. This blue line right here is opening price. So market opened right there. It kind of spiked around a bit and it's right back to where it was originally. There's no direction. There's no bearish bias, bullish bias, etc. On the technical side, right? It's just a back and forth movement, huge range back and forth. I'm looking for it to come below here. So this is what I'm really looking for. I'm looking for it to come below here, retrace up slightly, and then I'm in for some sells. I don't want to trade anywhere around this area at all. Because you guys can see it's just a bunch of areas of manipulation, right? It's just not, it's not exactly what I'm looking for. Other than that, let me refresh this right here. Fundamentals haven't changed much. They're still down here about 26 points in the green. So it's still neutral. Looking over here at the heat map, you guys can see stuff here is turning green, but it's just going to be a matter of when or where it's going to be going. Overall, the retail sentiment is still 62% long. So I'm still looking for sells here. It's just going to be a matter of patience, waiting for it to actually drop past news price, opening price, and the sessions below here. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for right here. Scroll up real quick, see if I missed anything. Victor over here sent in his profits as well, blocked in a total of 4,377. Great work right there, Victor. So you had a couple losses right here, but it's all good. You bounced right back and locked in even more down here. So nice work right there, Victor. Other than that, I think that's it for right now. All right, let me just scroll up real quick and see what I'm missing. So let me just scroll up real quick. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything up here as yeah, no problem, Jennifer. I just saw your message right now. Looks like MT4, MT5 kind of froze on certain people here, unfortunately. But I think majority of you guys here did lock in profit off the trade. All right, scrolling down a little bit. Yeah, I just saw you guys talking about the BTO over there. It just happened way too fast. Rami said, is anyone else's social trader tools playing up? Mine's working fine, Rami. I'm not sure if anyone else is, but mine's working fine. B's asking anyone. No, I have no idea. Well, Isaac said he wants to go do his own thing, but I'm not sure, what he's doing now. I think he wants to go do it. He said he was going to start the hedge fund or something. I don't know, but I haven't talked to him since he left. Or I don't know if he's still here. He might still be here, but I'm not sure if he is. But I haven't talked to him, so I don't know what exactly is he up to at the moment. Matthew said. Yeah, Zoom user said this question comes up so often, about Isaac. Yeah, I know it does. And what I'd recommend, guys, is don't worry about what other people are doing, right? Too many people focus on like what other people are doing, and then your focus diverts from where it really matters, which is your own account. It doesn't really matter what everybody else is doing, right? Just focus on your account, and make profits on your own. Because I feel like a lot of people try to compare themselves to like my profits or other members' profits, and then they end up doing like horribly because you're not focusing on your own account. So everyone learns at different paces, so everybody should be focused on what they're doing. Don't focus on what profits other people are making or what trading style they're doing. Obviously what they're doing is working for them. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you, but if you stick to the basics, like what I'm doing here on the live, this is all K2 stuff. So if you can stick to the basics, like Steven here, Steven only takes the breakout. All he does is take the breakout. He's on vacation right now in India, and he's making 1,442. He probably paid for his whole trip with like one trade, right? Every day he locks in 1,000, right? Steven doesn't go off track. He does the breakout. That's all he does. Does a breakout every morning. Every day he locks in more than 1,000, 1,800. The day before that, 1,045. Day before that, 1,085. And you have people here complaining about like trying to figure out what everybody is doing, right? 1,300 right there. Steven literally takes one trade, and he does better than I hate to say it, the majority of people here, because he follows directions and does things properly every day. 1,200, 1,045, 1,182, 1,055, etc. So great work, Steven. I mean, big shout out to Steven here for like really getting it down and following directions, because honestly, if Steven can do it, I could see everybody here doing it as well. But yeah, other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Oh, hey, Brock. Yeah, I see it's you now. Professor said, I blew several challenges trying to take tons of trades like I saw others doing. After months, it finally hit me. Follow Sean. I started taking the breakout after seeing Steven kill it. Don't compare to others. Yeah, I mean, Professor here is killing it too. If you guys have seen his trades, he's been super on point. So back to the charts, guys. I know I'm going kind of off track, but there's nothing here for us to take. There's nothing off the 1 minute. There's nothing here off the 3 minute, nothing here off the 5, and nothing here off the 10. But looking over here at the 1, you guys can see I mentioned that. So I marked it up right here, right? Everything that I marked up here is basically playing out. I was waiting for it to come below here, retest the sessions, and come down lower. So my whole analysis here is playing out perfectly where I want it to be in order for me to take trades. However, it hasn't come up for the retest yet, right? Looking for it to retest the area, sessions right there, and then come down lower. That's basically what I'm looking for at the moment. We just don't have it right now. So once we get that, we'll be looking, but at the moment, we're pretty much just waiting for something to show. Yeah, no, definitely. Mauricio said, #1 lesson learned from Sean, less quantity, more quality. Yeah, 100%. That's really what it is, guys. It's all about taking these quality trades. Like for me, for example, right? I only took 2 trades today, and I'm up pretty heavy, right? The breakout's really what made the most profit for me. I'm up about like, and this is just Monday. So, look, I'll take a screenshot of where my account's currently sitting, because I know this is what Professor likes to see. It's just the consistency, right? I'll try to take a screenshot every day to show you guys where my accounts are sitting, but this is where all my accounts are sitting right now. So this is basically first of the month, first day. So if you add everything up here, and this isn't to show off to you guys, it's just to show you guys that, this is possible if you have multiple accounts. I only took 2 trades today, like 1 real trade. And this is just consistency, right? So 1 trade for the week that I'm starting off the month heavy in profit. So it's possible, guys. It's just, you know, you guys got to stick to the game plan and just focus on yourself. So Dell over here sent in his profits, locked in a total of 1,765. So this is like kind of what I'm talking about, right? Dell's taking a lot of trades, but it works for him. You don't have to take a lot of trades to make, you know, X amount of profit. This is what works for Dell. I can see what he's doing here. He's taking trades and trailing them with a stop loss, because you can see the red strips here. He's basically taking the trades, letting them run, and then, you know, when they pull back, he gets pulled out in profit. So he's basically he's trading the direction of our bias, and then he's just catching like these little bounces. So, you know, just don't compare yourself. Like here's JJ over here. He's a trucker trailer, right? Locked in total of 5,872. So, and then his other account right here, he's currently at 5,678. So nice work right there. I don't know if he took the V3 here, but it looks like if it was taken by someone here in the group, I mean, you could have made a lot of profit off this one right here. This is the V3 I was talking about. It's like 1,000 pip move almost. So nice work right there, JJ. JJ killed it right there, 5,872, and then his other account, 5,672. So nice work. Yeah, so JJ said, I took it, bro. So he did take this one right here. He actually caught this, and then he rode that thing down pretty heavy. So amazing work right there, JJ. Let's see, Dell over here now currently at 955. Man, Dell's on fire with these little scalps. Tiana over here as well, currently up 4,752 or 4,753. Nice work, Tiana. All wins, no losses. Just past phase 2 right there. Going back to the charts over here, guys, you guys can see where price is rejecting from. It's pretty much doing what we were waiting for, right? We was waiting for price to come up, reject off this, and then come back down lower. So the whole setup here is playing out. Now we're just looking for any possible sell entries to come up here. They haven't come up yet, but if and when they do, we can start looking for a possible entry here. So 5-minute rejecting off these sessions, 3-minute rejecting off the sessions as well. Back on the 1 minute over here, no entry, but we're definitely looking for some points to enter at this point, if and when price does drop below here. But our bias right now is still a sell. Looking over here at the fundamentals, they're currently down 78 points. So everything's pretty much lining up perfectly. Fundamentals are bearish. Retail sentiment is bearish as well. Looking over here at the heat map, this should be turning red. Let me just refresh this real quick. Not yet, but they are starting to turn red right here. So a couple stocks here. Microsoft is only up like 2 points. Pretty much like these tech stocks are up, are sort of up. Everything else is starting to make its way down though. So we'll come back and take a look at that shortly. But we'll be looking for any possible sell entries here as we continue along with the session for today. JJ over here, or this is a different JJ. JJ locked in a total of plus 48 cents. So I know it's a small profit, but he's still making profit right there off his account. So nice work right there, JJ. This is a different JJ, guys, not trucker JJ, but different JJ in the group. You know, profit's profit, guys. It doesn't matter if you guys are making dollars, hundreds, thousands, pennies, it doesn't matter. You know, if you can find consistency, once you're able to move on to a bigger account, you know, you're just repeating the process. It doesn't really matter what kind of account size you have. JJ said on the real JJ. Oh man. Yeah, no, we got a lot of JJs in here. I think we have like 3 now. Or we had one before, but I don't know if he's still in here as much. Charles over here, he locked in a couple more profits. Looks like he locked in a sell there. Maybe it might have been the yeah, so this is at 706. So it looks like he might have locked it in earlier when it dropped. Locked in a total profit of 1,642 off this account. His second account locked in a total of 1,920. Nice work right there. And then his third account over here locked in 1,054. So nice work, guys. And if you guys aren't familiar, Charles is Maddie's brother. So, you know, we got brothers, like a bunch of brothers here who are trading with us, and they're all killing it. You know, Maddie and his brother are killing it. Cameron, Casey, they're killing it as well. Pretty solid. All right, so other than that, we don't really see anything here. to be taken. There's no V3s here that are available. You can see price is still kind of bouncing around here where the sessions are. Not really much to do at the moment, but so there's nothing off the 3. You can see it's right at the sessions, 5-minute right at the sessions, 10-minute. We still don't have a sell signal. If we had a sell signal here, we could have taken a bunch of these snipes, but there's no snipes available here, so we can't even take them. You guys are not familiar with the snipe strategy. You have to be trading the direction of momentum. Momentum right here is still bullish technically, but we're waiting for it to swing back down. So unfortunately, no snipes there off the 10. The 1 minute here is still at the areas of, I guess, areas of manipulation, really. So there's not really any place for us to enter any trades at this moment. Yeah, no, definitely. Tiana said, I think the last trade you put up hit full TP. Yeah, no, definitely. Let me see where it was. It was like that big move that was like right. I don't know if it was this one. This trade, so this is the one that we didn't take because it was too high. It came all the way up and then it came all the way back down. This is why you guys want to be careful taking these big moves on the 1 minute, because it got really close and then it came all the way back down. So that's why we have that requirement set here on the 1 minute. On the higher time frames, it's fine. But here on the 1 minute, the 5th requirement here is like max stop loss of 75 points. If not, then you skip it on the 1 minute. On the 5 minute or 10 minute, it's okay because it's such a big, these candles here are a lot bigger. But on the 1 minute, you definitely don't want to be caught in, some massive drawdown like that. Oh, damn. Yeah, Tiana said, I knew it was risky, but I took it. It was in drawdown 8 grand, but it came back up. Yeah, so Tiana over here, those are the profits that she sent in. I think it was on this account right here. Yeah, so she went into drawdown, but she came all the way back up. So nice work right there, Tiana. Al over here currently is up a total of 1,060. Nice work, Al. And I can see what Al is doing here as well. He's taking positions and moving his stop loss in profit or trailing it. So yeah, I know, Maddie, right? This right here is solid too. Like if you guys want to just let your trades run, you guys could, but as I mentioned, I just wouldn't even enter trades around this area. Because I could see what Dell and what Al are kind of doing. Whenever price reaches these structures here, like for example, right here, you guys can just take a sell there, right? I see a lot of people do that. Like for example, right here, when price reaches news price, I could see people entering small sells right there because they already anticipate a bounce to happen. Price comes up, bounces off, quick TP, pulled out. Again, right here, when price reaches the opening price, same thing. I could see people having like some sell limits right there as price comes, quick bounce, quick profit. But I don't recommend you guys do this unless you guys know what you're doing, right? Only do this if you guys are really familiar with how to trade this way. It's a risky way of trading. If you're not quick enough, and if you guys aren't able to execute on time, you guys can get caught in some massive drawdown. So I know, Maddie, it's crazy, right? Anyways, price is right. It's heading right back to opening price right here. It's harder to see on this chart, but on the clean chart, you can see it a lot better. I'll just turn off the sessions real quick. And let me just draw some high lows here just to identify. Okay. So you guys can see right here on the clean chart, there's not really much to decipher, right? There's no direction. Market opened here at 630, price dropped, came back up, dropped, faked out, came right back up. And then now we're just waiting for it to come back down, right? But this is why I was telling you guys that we have to wait for an actual entry here. This price did come back up and retest the sessions, but there was no actual entries at this point. So good thing we didn't enter any trades here, because if you guys entered a sell here, you would have been in some massive drawdown because price came right back to opening price. And then now it's, it's still stuck around this area. Craig said, if this 1 minute closes bearish, is this a V1? This would technically be, so it's not closing bearish here, but if it did close bearish like a red candle, I'm pretty sure that's what you're referring to right here. This would be a V3 actually. For a V1, you need a double wick rejection. And the double wick rejection needs to be on the same level. So this wick right here needs to line up with this wick. Like they have to be rejecting off the same price point. In order for it to be a V1, it have to be something like this right here, Craig. Actually, it's not even one right there either. They have to be at the same level, basically. That's exactly what you're looking for. If I see one here, I'll show you an example, but I don't see any over here anytime recent. So again, right here, there's a V3, but it's right at news price, guys. So I'm not looking to take it. You know, price is just not in a good area right now. The problem with this is that if price gets near this news price, it can bounce right off it. So not that price will not hit TP, but price can come down, news price, and then bounce right off it, hit your stop loss. And then bounce off this and come right back down, right? It's not a good area to be trading. So I would not recommend taking this, but this is a V3 here. And check to see if price bounces off news price, and it did, right? Exactly. So look where it wicked right off, that pink line. So you guys don't want to trade around news price, don't trade around opening price, don't trade around sessions. These are all the big areas of high manipulation. You know, some people don't believe in manipulation, but it's pretty clear. I mean, I drew this line here and I told you what was going to happen, and it happened, right? Because this pattern continues to play out. It's the same thing. Again, right here, see where price rejects off, and then now it's coming right back up. I've been doing this long enough to understand where to trade and where not to trade. So any trades around these areas are going to be, you know, any of these areas here where price rejects from is going to be areas where you probably want to avoid. Yeah, no, exactly. Anton said the whole market is manipulation, right? And I agree with you 100%. And there he goes, price hits TP. So as I mentioned, I didn't think price wasn't going to hit TP. It was just risky because it could bounce off the news price right here. So if you guys took it, great work. It's not going to count as an official trade because I didn't take it. But if you guys did take it, you know, it did hit full TP there. So it's up to preference, guys. If you guys want to take risky trades, it's up to you. I personally don't take risky trades. I don't like losing trades. I don't like losing at all. So I'm not going to take these trades here that are not for sure. Like I'm only taking trades that I'm like 100% sure they're going to hit. So, and that's the key, guys. I mean, the key is really discipline, right? When you guys get better at trading and you guys start to trade more accounts and bigger accounts, you guys will see that discipline is really what's key. Because like, I know, for example, I could be taking like 5-10 trades like everyone else over here, and I could probably make a whole lot more profit, but I could also risk losing a lot more as well. So for me, I'm cool with just waiting for these perfect entries. Patrick over here sent in some profits, locked in a total of 12,893. Nice work, Patrick. So huge profits right there on Patrick's account. And then his second account over here said done for the day, locked in 15,992. So as I mentioned right here, and look where he took the sell. Looks like he took that V3 that we just looked at. This V3 right here that I just marked out for you guys. Right there. Looks like Patrick took it, locked in 3,106, total profit of 15,992. So, you know, just like I just discussed earlier, guys, it's just really up to your preference, right? If you guys are okay with taking the risk, then take the trade. But if the trade loses, you have to understand that, you know, you took that trade and you probably deserve that loss. Whenever I take a trade and I'm taking something risky, if I lose the trade, I'm like, all right, I deserve that loss because I knew I shouldn't have taken it. But it's okay. Like, as long as you guys are able to accept that, then that's cool. You know, you just don't want to lose a trade and then get mad at the strategy or get mad at something else for you losing the trade when you knew it was a risky trade to begin with. Other than that, yeah, just like what Barack said, liquidity sweep right here. Price hit liquidity right there. Hit liquidity right here. It's probably gonna hit the last level of liquidity up there. And then maybe it'll come back down. But again, right here, look where price bounced off. So price pushed above, it came back for the retest of the opening price, pushed up further, hit liquidity, pushed up further, hit liquidity, and now it came back down. So yeah, Patrick said, and don't get greedy because look how it popped up right after the sell. Exactly. So Patrick was smart, like exiting the trade when he needed to. You know, if you held on to it for too long, Patrick, you could have been complete opposite, right? Instead of positive 15K, you could have been negative 15K right now. So it's all about discipline, guys. Don't get greedy, especially not during a market like this. Price is hitting liquidity again right here. Wouldn't be surprised if it pushes up and then hits these areas of liquidity before coming right back down. Yeah, exactly. Brock said, greed, any man's worst enemy. So I can probably see price come up and maybe even test the sessions up here. Looking back at the overall bias, though, it's still bearish, right? 63% short. So even though we're getting this initial push to the upside, I still see it coming back down. Let me refresh CNBC, see if there's any updates here. Yeah, no real updates right here. All I can see here is that the entire market is pretty much bullish at the moment. Said US Treasury leads. US Treasury yields start May higher as traders look ahead to Fed meeting, which would be next week. Actually, it's this week. So it looks like Powell's going to be speaking today. Press conference today at 2:30, which is going to be, I think 12 o'clock my time, Pacific. So just keep that in mind. Powell's going to be speaking today. It looks like a lot of this bullish movement is happening with regard to US Treasury yields. And they're anticipating Powell to be speaking later today at 2:30. So I think that's around 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock my time. So you're probably going to see some of these unusual spikes. So look at where price rejected from. Price came up, rejected right off these sessions right there. So again, another reminder why we don't trade around sessions, right? Because if you guys took this buy here, price got to the sessions, bounced right off it. Price came over here, broke through the opening price, bounced right off and shot up, right? It's key, guys. It's always very key that you guys are paying attention to these points here. It basically went up and hit all of liquidity. So if I go over here to the clean chart, so this is the chart that we mark up, right? Going over here to the clean chart, look at all the liquidity here that it hit. This whole area. So now that it's hit all the liquidity, it's time to come right back down, right? A reminder, there is a V3 right here. Thanks, Maddie, for confirming that and letting me know, but it's not one that I'm looking to take right now because price is not aligned, right? And what I mean by that is that the fundamentals are not red right now. Fundamentals are currently up 168 points. So I'm not looking for any sells right now. In order for me to take a sell here for the V3, and I know this V3 might hit because it's due to come down. The reason why I wouldn't take this is because the first requirement is not met, confirm trading the direction of bias. Right now, retail sentiment is indicating a sell. I get that. Fundamentals here are indicating a buy because it's above 100 points, and the technicals here are also indicating a buy because the trend meter is green right here. So, and price is above the pivots. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, although this might, it probably will hit. It's not one that I'm looking to, necessarily hop into. So you guys just got to be smart. You got to be smart about it. You can't just by entering trades and then wondering, oh, why did my stop loss hit? There was a V3 there. Because I hear this complaint all the time, right? Everyone's like, oh, all the requirements were met. Sean, why did my V3 not hit? And I'm like, no, if you look at the first requirement, the fundamentals are not red. They're not down 100 points. So the requirements actually weren't met. And I'm just, I'm not pointing anybody out, but I get this complaint all the time. It's like, okay, there's a V3 here. This strategy doesn't work. You missed the whole first requirement here. Just because retail sentiment is red doesn't mean that the fundamentals are going to be red as well. Because I get this question a lot, like after it's happened. So people will hit me up like an hour later and be like, hey, Sean, everything was pointing towards a sell. Why did I lose this trade? And I'm like, no, if you go back in time, and I only know this because I'm trading right now, you look at the fundamentals here and they're not red. So in order for you to take, these valid entries that are high quality trades, you want to make sure that everything here is met. So I'm definitely not entering this. We could follow it, but just a reminder, I'm not in this position. I don't recommend anyone enter this because the first requirement has not been met yet. So here's price comes back up. It's probably gonna reject off the Asia high right here again, and then maybe come back down, or it might spike up. Here's another reason why I wouldn't want to take any sells here. It hasn't hit the area, the last liquidity right here, right? And that's exactly why. So see right here where price pushes up. Let me just delete this because we're not in the position. Price is probably going to come up, test the next area of liquidity, and then bounce down from there. Or it might just bounce off the Asia high again right here. Yeah, exactly, Maddie. I agree. All right, so right here, you can see price is still trying to test this last area of liquidity. But going back to the basics, guys, if you guys have problems with these entries or you guys are losing trades, just go back and look at the requirements, right? If there's no bias, then definitely do not take the trade. That's a set in stone requirement there. Other than that, price did hit this area of liquidity. Let's see if it comes back down or if it continues to push up higher. I'm gonna go over here to the clean chart, and I'm just gonna go and mark. Well, I can basically take all this stuff off because there's nothing for us to. There's actually no areas of liquidity right here. Let me go and I need to draw these areas right here. I'll leave this up right now. We're just going to use this for a benchmark to see if price does come back down from this point or if it continues pushing up higher. Otherwise, the overall bias is still a sell, right? Due to the retail sentiment. So even though price is really high right now, I would probably wait for it to come back down at some point. But just a reminder, you definitely don't want to be trading unless you have a confirmation of the bias. So other than that, we'll let this run. I'm just going to delete that to clean up a little bit. Pretty much all of liquidity has been wiped out. All of liquidity from pre-market. And I'll leave that line up there for a little bit just to see if price bounces off that. But we'll be back shortly to see if we can pretty much remove that. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else here for us to really look at the moment. All right, cool. So question from Todi. Todi said, Sean, when we have sentiment for a sell, but fundamental and technical for a buy, can we count this as a buy bias? We have 2 from 3 in one direction, or must we have sentiment for sure in the same direction? So good question, Todi. Todi's asking, so like looking over here at the bias confluences, right? So Todi's basically asking like, hey, if we have fundamentals and technicals lining up, can we still take buys even if the retail sentiment isn't in the direction? So short answer to that question is yes, but I would only go for the smaller moves, because if you have the bias for fundamentals and technicals, it's probably enough to push, you know, maybe 100 to 300 pips. You can probably get a quick little buy within that little range right there. Like you can probably get, you know, a short little buy entry, a small one. Like for example, let me see if I could find one over here. There's nothing that happened today so far, but yeah, there's nothing that happened today so far. Actually, there was one right here. Okay, so look at this right here. This would be a high-low entry. Right, this candle broke above it right here. And you could have caught this for at least 100 pips or 300 pips, right? So if you wanted to take a high-low entry off there, you technically could. So high-low scalp right here. Confirm the swing high. Confirm that price is breaking, closing past the pip, the high. Confirm you're trading the direction momentum. There's a buy signal right here. All the requirements here are met for a buy here using the high-low scalp. Even though the, and this right here would align with your analysis, right? So you're asking if the fundamentals are bullish, which they were, and the technicals are bullish, which they were right here. Trend meter is green, price is above the pivots. Everything is pointing towards a buy except for retail sentiment. If you wanted to take this trade here for a high-low scalp, you could have taken it, but I wouldn't have taken it for a really big move. I would catch it for something really small, like 100 pips or 300 pips. Because the thing is, if the retail sentiment is still a sell, overall, we're anticipating it to come back down, right? So the overall move, I see this manipulated push to the upside, and I'm waiting for it to come back down. So overall, for the bigger moves, I would look for trades in the direction of sentiment and wait for everything to line up. If you're looking for something really small, like a quick little scalp, then you can use what you just mentioned right there, fundamental bias and technical bias, because it's still 2-to-1, except the retail sentiment is very strong. So you definitely don't want to hold on to these trades for too long. You don't want to get greedy with those moves, just in and out pretty quickly. Other than that, Craig said, I love the style of trade. No, definitely, Craig. And I figured you'd like this, especially if you didn't like the other ways of trading that we discussed. This just kind of takes the guesswork out of your analysis. It just lines everything up. You check all the requirements. If they're met, then you take the trade. If not, then you pretty much wait for the next one to come up. And for me personally, guys, I think this is the safest way to trade. A lot of people say that scalping is the most dangerous. I think the most dangerous is when you're trading intraday and you're in profit like 1,000 pips, and then tomorrow you turn on your computer and you're negative 1,000 pips, right? I think that's a dangerous way of trading. The only reason people don't like scalping is because they don't know how to do it properly. If you have some sort of strategy in place and you guys know how to identify the market and identify bias and stuff like that, then it is, I personally think it's a good strategy to use. And with these current market conditions, I think it's best to use it so that you can get in and out pretty quickly. All right, so there's a pending high low right here. Thanks, Maddie, for confirming that. Let's see if this here closes. So let's see right here. So there's a high low right here. Let's see if this can push down a little bit. So I couldn't get into the position yet. I didn't take the position over here. I was trying to take it, but I didn't get into it just yet. So there was a high low entry that was right here, guys. I didn't take it because the candle was so big. As I mentioned before, whenever the candle is like huge like this, it's like a 500 pip candle. You want to wait for it to pull back because this is what typically happens. Price will go either halfway, which is right here, or it'll go up to like the full candle. Right there before coming back down. And also the confluences here didn't line up, as I mentioned earlier. It's still up like 200 points. So for this right here, I still wouldn't have taken it. I was thinking about taking it. Maddie he brought it up, so I was looking to take it, but this candle here is just too big. If it wasn't this big, then I would have waited for a little bit for it to come back down. But good thing I just waited for it, so I didn't take that trade there. See if there's anything else here for me to look at. I don't really see anything right now. Let's see a 5-minute V3. So guys, I know a lot of you guys are seeing these entries here. There's another V3 here off the well, actually there's one for the 3-minute here. It's currently running. But I still would be cautious with taking any of these entries here, specifically because the fundamentals are, the fundamentals are still not down. So in order to take any of these trades, you go back to what I was just discussing earlier. You're looking for the confluence, right? To take any of these trades here. You're still looking for the direction of bias. There's no bias. There's a bias here, but it's not very strong. So yeah, I'll mark this up here for you guys, but overall there just isn't anything for you to take right now, right? It's just a matter of waiting for the quality entries to come up. So there's a V3 right here running. But again, not one that I would recommend taking just yet, because the fundamentals don't line up, guys. So if you guys are listening to anything I just discussed right now, this whole analysis, it still doesn't line up. You go back to the first requirement, there's no, you need to confirm the direction of bias. So just FYI, guys. If you guys are looking to take any trades, be very careful with anything here. Yeah, Maddie said he's sitting. It's probably the best thing to do right now. There's no need to force or rush anything right now, guys. It's just a matter of just waiting. I know it's 7:40 right now, so the market is, I mean, we're technically gonna be done at 8. So if we don't see anything come up shortly, then I mean, I'm pretty much taking my profits and running at this moment, pretty much. Let's see. Tody said, Sean, can you check my question from a bit earlier? Let me see if I can find it here. Did you have another question, Tody? I'm scrolling up real quick and see if I missed anything. I don't think I see any other questions here before your last question. Okay, I see. So Tody's asking, let's go back to the chart. Tody's asking, when the technical is changing from a sell to buy, for example, always a good idea to wait for a higher time frame confirmation as well. I mean, not really, Tody. If so, the thing is, if the whole question that you were asking before, we're talking about short-term moves, right? So if you're looking for the trades here on the short term, you're only looking on the 1 minute. If you're going on the higher time frames, like because you mentioned like 15, if you're on the 15 minute, you're not looking for a short-term move there. You're not going for like a 100 pip move, right? If you're trading on the 15-minute time frame, each candle here is moving like a 500, 600, 700 pips, right? You're not going to be going for those quick little pushes. So if you're trading on here, you want the overall bias. You're not scalping anymore. 15-minute is such a high time frame for you to be trading on. So if you're trading on the one, you just want to focus on the one, right? You don't want to. That's the problem with a lot of people. They have too many confirmations, or I know everyone's like so used to doing the top-down analysis, right? Because everyone learns that way. The problem with you doing a top-down analysis is it defeats the whole purpose of you taking a 1 minute trade, because when you're on the 1 minute, you're looking for a quick trade. If you're looking for a top-down analysis, then you might as well wait for the confirmation of the bias, right? Because the thing is, your bias isn't going to line up. So using these biases here, these biases are for short-term moves. If you're looking for something on the 15-minute, then your fundamentals are going to line up, because if price is above here, so let me show you an example. 15, where's the candle at? Okay, so here on the 15-minute, if price is above here, your fundamentals are not going to line up with that, right? They're still going to be above 184. If you wait for price to actually drop below here, so you're waiting for it to come back below the pivots and price is below here, right? The fundamentals are going to be red. Do you get what I'm saying, Tody? So short answer to your question is no, you don't need a top-down analysis if you're trading on the higher, if you're going for like the bigger move. The problem with people doing that is that you start to have like what a lot of people call analysis paralysis, right? You guys have heard that before, analysis paralysis. You get, there's too many requirements that you guys are putting in that you're never going to have a trade. So if you're going to trade on the 1 minute, I would just recommend staying on here if you're going to use bias confluences. But if you want to trade on the higher time frame, then like 15-minute, then make sure that you have the actual confluence, like you have all the confluences lined up. Because if you don't, then you're probably not going to have clear direction as to where price is going, whether it's going down or whether it's going up, etc. It's not really going to help that way. Okay, perfect. Yeah, no problem, Tody. But I get that question a lot. A lot of people they try to mix up like other concepts that they used from like other trading styles or other people who've traded before. And the thing with K2 is that we trade a very specific way. So no problem with that there. If you guys have any other questions, it's 7:45 right now, guys. So if you guys have anything, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I think we might be wrapping this up shortly. There just isn't anything for us to take right now. I was really hoping that we'd get some sort of entry here. There was actually a buy snipe that came up right here. I don't know if you guys saw that. There was a buy snipe here, which already hit full TP. So there was a buy snipe right there. If you guys are not familiar with the 10-minute snipe, there was a rejection off the pivot and structure right here. Buy momentum straight to TP. So just wanted to review that right there. There is a V3 running here, or technically pending off the 10-minute. It's going to be a pretty big move. One thing that you guys want to be really careful for taking this V3 here is that the confluences don't align, right? So again, right here, first requirement, confirm the direction of bias. Right now, the fundamentals are still very high. So yes, there is technically a V3 that's pending right here, but I think it's going to be a very risky V3 because there's no confirmation yet. 1 on the 5 as well. Yeah, same thing. So same thing that I just discussed here, guys. There's V3 is running on different time frames, but the confluence still doesn't line up. There's no the fundamentals aren't lined up in that direction just yet. So let's see where opening price is. Yeah, I mean, that could be the case. If it does end up closing and dropping below, then I mean, it could make its way back to opening. I would be careful. FYI, guys, I would be careful if you guys do decide to take any of these entries here. We got about 3 minutes left on this 10-minute. And this isn't to scare you guys, to tell you guys not to take this trade here for a sell. But, going back to the requirements here, this is why I personally wouldn't take the trade. So if you guys want to take it, feel free, but just understand the risk going into any of these trades here. I know there's a V3 running off the 5. There's a V3 running off the 3 over here, and also one pending here off the 10. But for me, I'm gonna be a bit careful with these entries, especially because we have gotten super burnt right here off this trade. If I was to take that or one of those there, and it's getting close to 8. So yeah, just as Charles mentioned, I don't take any trades after 8, guys. Once it hits 8, I'm done for the day. Pretty much done. But these here are running, so it's FYI. 3-minute. The only problem here is getting in at the right time, right? Because the problem is you can enter and then price will just retrace right back up. There is one running here, or it's pending actually. Other than that, let me check the fundamentals real quick. Looks like the fundamentals are now dropping back down. Let's check out the heat map. Refresh this. All right, heat map is still, it's pretty green. So this is why I'm not looking to take anything yet, because it's not really, I'm not convinced that it's going to drop that heavily yet. I do expect it to drop. I just don't know how far or when. So we'll see where it goes from here. The main thing that you guys want to look out for is just optimal entry, right? Because the last thing you want to do is enter trade and then it retraces up like it just did right here. It's like a 300 pip drawdown already. It would have been good if you entered up here though, if you rejected off the pivots and then it came, or not the pivots, the sessions and then came down. But I think catching it lower is it's just too risky. Someone's got about a few seconds left on it. Yeah, we'll see where it goes right here. No, I'm not betting. Thinking about it, but no, I'm watching to see where it goes. Here, 5 seconds left on it. See, the 5 minutes still running. The 3 minutes still running. 1 minute still running. Right, there's actually no 1 minute running right now. It's just the 3 minute, 5 minute. You got a buy signal running right there off the 5. Sell signal, sorry. I get this set up right here. 115. It's too risky. Tempted, but it's too risky. Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm just sitting too, bro. I'm just waiting. Yeah, this might turn into a daily, just like Kip said, because we don't have the daily yet. I mean, technically, after it does close, it could turn into daily. Still watching it. No, I'm gonna let it be because it's right at the zone right here. I was thinking about entering it, but I don't want to FOMO into these moves because I made a lot of profit already so far. So I'm not really looking to, and it's bouncing off the pivots too. I'm not looking at to. It's so close to 8 as well. You know, bad things always happen as it gets close to 8 to me specifically. But you guys can see here the 3 minutes running, the 5 minutes running. I wouldn't be surprised if it hits GP. It's just I'm not trying to play in this market where there's no. So here's the thing: if the fundamentals are red, then I would be 100% in that trade. But it's still green, so I don't want to go against my own requirements and go against my own analysis, right? Because as I mentioned, I only take stuff that like I'm really positive is going to hit. It's going to work. So for me personally, I just don't want to risk it. that's really the main thing. Yeah, Charles said we already missed entry, already not worth. Yeah. So I'll follow it for you guys, for whoever took the trade. I'm just not going to risk it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the stress and headache because it's already too late. Even if I wanted to enter it, I've already missed the entire move. Well, not the entire move, but at least half the move here. And you guys can see where it's bouncing off. It's bouncing off the pivots right there. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. It's 7:53 right now. Just a reminder, guys, I just want to make sure it's okay with everybody that we're having our mentoring session after the live. I can't remember the day. On Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, Wednesday. All right, yeah, so we're doing it on Wednesday, right after the live. So on Wednesday, May 4th, we're gonna have the mentoring session right after the live. This is just to accommodate for our member Solo. He's located in New Zealand, so this dude's up like super late. I don't know if you're in here, Solo, but yeah, Solo is he's typically he's like on these lives because he's on opposite time zones. So he's on the live super early and he has to stay up super late to attend the mentoring session. So we're just going to accommodate for him this Wednesday. I'm going to message him to confirm that it's good. But yeah, our mentoring session is going to be this Wednesday right after the live. So we're going to end around 8. I'm going to take maybe a 30-minute to an hour break. And then we'll be heading into the mentoring session right after. We might even start earlier, maybe like 8:30, because I don't really need that much time to set up and get ready. So other than that, guys, it's about to be 8. Let's see. Baroxy, can we get a balance off the pivots? Like, yeah, no, exactly. It could be a test right there, and that's exactly why I drew it. So too risky. Yeah, Maddie said, fuck this, I'm out, not risking my profits. Craig said only day 2 of the challenge, so no rush. Yeah, definitely, Craig. I agree. Jay just said, let's ride this back to 82,850. Yeah, no, I can see that back to open. Well, it's already back to open right here. So again, guys, this is where I would apply back to open, right? So back to open would be you identified the high And now you're looking for it to come back to the open, which is in the direction of the retail sentiment. So this is an example of where I would take a back to open entry. I know some of you guys look at this from the back to open, but this is risky because it's against the retail sentiment. It's against the bias. However, price pushes up here. We know price is going to drop because our bias is a sell. So when price does reach this point, now it comes back to open in the other direction or in the direction that we're anticipating. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. I think this might be it. Let's see. Barack said V3. Which time frame are you talking about, Barack? Are you talking about the? Because I don't see any V1s here. Here I'm here on the 1 minute. I don't see any V1s here. Are you talking about a rejection off the pivot? Because okay, so you're creating a brand new strategy, Brock. That's like not even one of the strategies. So don't use the pivot as a rejection point. That whole strategy is called the high low because we're using the high lows, right? Don't use the pivots as rejection points. I mean, if you want to use it, you can, but I can show you a bunch of trades here which would have lost, right? So like, for example, right here, if you use the pivots, you would have lost a trade because it would have came below. That's like something totally different. So if you want to try that out, I mean, feel free. You're more than welcome to go and try that out because that kind of works aligned with the pivot strategy, right? However, you're using momentum signals. So if you want to try that, that might be something that can be useful to you or something that you might be able to use, or you can find a pattern. But I would not use the pivots as your rejection point. The high lows, the variations, those are all specifically based off the high lows, right? So you don't want to intertwine the two because the high lows, they're not the same as pivots. They're totally different. So, I mean, if you want to try it out. And then if it works, let us know and we can, actually maybe go and test that out. But for the most part, just stick to like how the strategy is applied. And don't try anything different unless like you've already tested it yourself and you know it works. So right there is the back to open, basically. Looking over here at the 10-minute, thanks to Lorm. This Lorm hit full TP for 1,150 pips. So if you guys caught that, I mean, huge congrats to you guys. You guys put full trust into K2 taking a position like this because it was such a big move. But if you guys did take it, it hit full TP. So if you guys did take it, you guys should really congratulate yourself because you guys have like trade psychology of steel to take a trade like this and let it run. I mean, even I wouldn't let it run, and I created this strategy. Yeah, exactly. So Lorm said discipline is when you see a move like this and ignore it. Yeah, exactly. That's really what discipline is. I just, things didn't line up here. The bias didn't line up, but I'm sure a lot of people here did take the trade for partial profit, if not the full move. The V3 here hit on all pretty much time frames: 10-minute, 5-minute, 3-minute. So as I mentioned, I would consider this risky, but it still did hit. So yeah, Maddie said wanted to take that, but wasn't worth the stress. Same here. Because the last thing I want to do is see all my profits get depleted, right, from the live session. I made pretty good off the breakout. There's no way I was going to just let all that run out, especially on a day like this. It is Monday, guys, so we still have the whole week ahead of us. There's no need to rush. We have Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to trade. Looking at the news for this week, we have news tomorrow at 7 a.m. Joel's job openings. This is NFP week, guys, so just keep in mind this week can be kind of crazy. We have non-farm employment change at 5:15 on Wednesday. We have FOMC statement. We have the Fed speaking. We have Powell speaking today. Thursday, we have unemployment claims. And then Friday, we have NFP. So just keep that in mind, guys. You guys don't want to be taking too much risk this week unless you guys are absolutely positive with the entries. So other than that, guys, it's 8 o'clock. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to message me on Telegram or email me. Otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow morning for the next live session. Just a reminder, the mentoring session is going to be on Wednesday at about 8:30 a.m. after the live. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. If you guys have more profits to send in, go ahead and send them in. Looks like we do have a couple here. Actually, we have Scotty with a total of 486 for the day. Nice work, Scotty. We have Andreas over here, a total profit of 950 for the day. Great work, Andreas. We got Scotty again over here, 1,940. Nice work, Scotty. And then his second account over here currently up 2,419. So amazing work across the board, guys. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here killing it. Joshua said happy with his profits. See you tomorrow, definitely. Other than that, guys, I think that might be it. Mark over here as well, locked in a total of 831. So great work right there, Marco. And I think that's about it. So another quick in and out. Looks like you're good. And I think that's all the profits. If you guys have more profit to send in, just send them to any of the K2 groups. I will save them and they will be posted in a few hours. So other than that, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow for the next live session. Have a great rest of your morning. And if you guys don't need a trade, I recommend